There is a power within you that no one can take away, a force that does not depend on fortune, wealth, or recognition. It lies within your mind, quiet, steady, and unshakable. The ancients called it reason. The Stoics called it freedom. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This simple truth, if truly understood, can change the way you live, think, and face every storm life throws your way. We live in a world obsessed with control, control over people, money, appearance, and outcomes. But what most never learn is that the more you try to control the uncontrollable, the more you suffer. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. They saw that the path to peace was not through domination of the world, but mastery of oneself. To rule your mind is to rule everything that truly matters. Every day, life will test you. You will lose people, opportunities, and sometimes even hope. You will face betrayal, failure, rejection, and moments where everything feels unfair. And in those moments, your emotions will demand that you react, to rage, to complain, to give up. But the Stoic stands firm. He knows that his power begins and ends with his response. What happens is not his choice, but how he interprets it is. When anger rises, he pauses. When fear appears, he breathes. When chaos unfolds, he remains still. Not because he is cold or unfeeling, but because he understands that emotion is a servant, not a master. Stoicism is not the denial of feeling. It is the control of it. It teaches you to feel everything deeply, yet remain unmoved by impulse. To see the world not as you wish it to be, but as it is, and to act with reason within that reality. Epictetus, once a slave, became one of the greatest teachers of inner freedom. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you respond that matters." Think about that. Two men can face the same misfortune. One breaks, the other grows. The difference is not in the event, but in the mind that interprets it. The Stoic mind turns pain into progress. Every hardship becomes training for strength. Every failure becomes instruction. Every loss becomes a lesson. Imagine life as a sculptor and you as the marble. Every difficulty is the chisel striking you, shaping you into something greater. If you resist the blows, you remain rough, unformed. But if you accept them, with patience and understanding, you allow life to carve you into something timeless, something strong, beautiful, and unbreakable. The modern man seeks comfort. He wants ease, pleasure, and quick rewards. But the Stoic man seeks mastery. He trains himself to withstand the weight of life with calm endurance. He understands that the path to greatness is paved with discipline and discomfort. Seneca wrote, "He who conquers himself is the mightiest warrior." That is the essence of Stoicism, to win the battle within before attempting to face the battles outside. Think of how much time people waste worrying about things they cannot control, the opinions of others, the outcomes of their efforts, the passage of time. All that energy poured into anxiety and frustration when it could have been used to build strength, wisdom, and focus. The Stoic frees himself from this trap. He asks one simple question each morning: what can I control today? And then he commits himself entirely to that. You cannot control what others think of you, but you can control your integrity. You cannot control whether today will bring success or failure, but you can control your effort. You cannot control whether people love you or leave you, but you can control your peace of mind. That is the secret to inner power, to stop wasting energy on the external and redirect it inward. The Stoic doesn't chase happiness. He cultivates harmony. He doesn't demand life to be easy. He demands himself to be strong. He doesn't cry out for a lighter burden. He builds a broader back. When others react with anger, he responds with reason. When others despair, he endures. When others crumble, he stands. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire during one of Rome's darkest times. Plague, war, betrayal, yet through all of it, he remained calm, wise, and devoted to virtue. He wrote nightly to himself, not to impress others, but to remind his own soul of truth. He understood that true greatness is not found in power or wealth, but in self-control. He knew that a man who governs his own mind is greater than a king who rules nations. Discipline is destiny. Every act of restraint is a declaration of strength. Every time you refuse to be controlled by anger, by greed, by fear, you rise above the world. You separate yourself from the masses who live as slaves to their impulses. The Stoic doesn't seek to escape emotion. He transcends it. He feels anger but chooses justice. He feels fear but chooses courage. He feels pain but chooses endurance. Look around. The world is loud, chaotic, filled with endless noise and distraction. But within that noise, the Stoic walks in silence. His calm presence disturbs those who are lost in their emotions. His composure seems unnatural to a world addicted to reaction. Yet that is his power, to remain still while others tremble. The Stoic strength comes from acceptance. Not weakness, not passivity, but the courage to accept reality as it is and still choose to act with virtue. When you stop wishing for things to be different and start working with what you have, you become unstoppable. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means seeing clearly. The warrior who fights against reality will always lose, but the one who flows with it will find peace even in battle. Remember this: you are not what happens to you. You are what you choose to become in response. Life can strip away everything: money, health, relationships, but it can never strip away your character. That belongs only to you. Every morning, remind yourself, today I will meet ignorance, arrogance, and ungratefulness. Yet I will not be disturbed, for they are what they are, and I am who I choose to be. These words, written by Marcus Aurelius almost 2,000 years ago, still hold the power to transform the modern mind. The Stoic man doesn't run from pain. He studies it. He doesn't drown in emotion. He channels it. He doesn't need external praise. His reward is inner peace. The goal is not to live without difficulty, but to live without being destroyed by it. You will fail. You will fall. You will lose people you love. You will face uncertainty and doubt. But through it all, remember, you have the choice to remain calm. The world outside may be chaos, but your inner world can remain steady like the statue, unshaken by the storm, illuminated by wisdom. You can't control the storm, but you can control your sail. You can't control the tide, but you can steer your ship. You can't control what people say about you, but you can control your response. The Stoic lives by one law: focus on what you can control and accept what you cannot. That's not weakness. It's wisdom. It's the difference between frustration and freedom, between being lost and being centered. True strength is quiet. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't shout. It simply endures. In every moment of chaos, the Stoic asks, what does virtue demand of me now? That question guides him through anger, through failure, through temptation. Virtue, not emotion, is his compass. So control what you can, accept what you can't, and master yourself before trying to master the world. Because when you do, no insult can wound you, no failure can break you, and no chaos can shake you. You will stand as the ancients stood, calm, wise, unmovable, and free. The Stoics didn't promise an easy life. They promised a meaningful one, and meaning is born through struggle, through pain, through perseverance. Let life shape you, but never shatter you. Be firm like stone, flexible like water, and radiant like fire. You are not here to control the world. You are here to control yourself. That is the path to greatness. That is the path to peace. That is the Stoic way.